TLC is really hyping this huge announcement on tonight's John and Kate +8 episode. With cheating rumors all over the tabloids, this is a family in turmoil, and it's being promoted, well, like this. Check it out.
Recently, we've made some life-changing decisions. Decisions that will affect every member of our family. Ones that we hope will bring each of us some peace.
Well, a family possibly destroyed, kids at the heart of this mess, and it's being promoted as some big announcement as part of a show. These are real lives we're talking about here. Taking your calls, 1-877-TEL-HLN. Before I get to our panel, we're just getting this in from People magazine saying this, that after months of speculation, the 10-year marriage of John and Kate appears to be coming to an end. Documents to initiate a legal split were filed at the Bucks County Courthouse in Pennsylvania Monday afternoon. So with that said, now we're getting that in. Let's bring in our experts. Joining me now, Kim Seraphin, senior editor, In Touch Weekly. Also with us, Jennifer Smetters, a family law attorney. We also welcome back Cooper Lawrence, a psychologist, radio talk show host, and author of The Cult of Celebrity. All right, Kim, are you guys getting that at In Touch Weekly as well? You think this is this marriage is a done deal?
Yeah, and I think everyone has known this for a long time. I mean, sources had told In Touch that they had split up 6 months ago. And I think if you watch the show, you know that they have not been together. Anytime they're even together on screen, they've had to have Emeril in as a buffer or the American Chopper guys as a buffer. This weekend, John did kind of an impromptu press conference outside the house. And when asked if he knew where Kate was, he said he didn't know and she just wasn't around.
Okay.
So I think everyone kind of knew this was coming. The reports all said that the divorce was coming this week.
Okay, so I still think that's sad. Just look at the video of the 8 kids. But let me bring in Jennifer Smetters, family law attorney. Jennifer, as you see this, will a judge get in the way, step in? Will anybody step in legally and say, you know what, this family's splitting up. Let's get the cameras out of the kid's face at this time. Could that happen?
It could. Really what the court system will be looking at is what is in the best interest of the children. And if it's in the best interest of the children, that the cameras step back and the families start to mend so that they can start their separation and the different parenting schedule, the court may very well say enough is enough and get the cameras out.
Yeah, I hope so. It's too late, let's say that. Cooper, on a couple of fronts. First off, was it too late, or at what point did you think it was too late to save this marriage?
The minute they signed the contract and said, let's do a show on TLC.
Right. You're probably right.
I mean, name one show where the married couple stayed together after doing reality programming. It just doesn't happen. It's a preposterous environment to be in for a married couple. And the fact that we're willing to watch the show and we love this stuff only fuels the fire. But, you know, they should be prudent enough to step forward and say, you know what, we have kids we need to protect. Let's not do this. But, hey, they want the money, they want the fame, and here we are talking about them.
How much is TLC to blame? The network, the producers, they see a marriage and a family unraveling to pull the plug on it and say, we don't want to be a party to this.
Well, they're making money. Why would they say no, especially in this economy?
Decency, I would say, but go on.
Well, you would think decency, but that's not what they're in business to do. It's not their responsibility to take care of those children. I'd love for them to step forward and say, you know, we've been exploiting this family enough.
Yeah.
We don't want all this money, but you know that's never going to happen.
I guess I'm too idealistic. Kim, Cooper just had mentioned the show from the beginning. I mean, is it always, do you remember any shows where they were the loving couple? Or has it always been back and forth sniping?
They've always had kind of an interesting relationship. I mean, she was always known as kind of the type A personality. She was always bossing him around. He kind of came across as a little bit of a pushover. She was the one who really seemed to enjoy the fame and the other things that came along with the TV show. She wrote the books. She was doing the speaking tours. He kind of stayed behind and even has said that that wasn't really what he liked. But, you know, look, on the other side, they've gotten to do a TV show, which, if you watch the earlier shows, it was always done, I thought, pretty respectfully. I think a lot of people thought they did it in a respectful manner. The kids got to get exposure to such amazing things. They did get to live in a nice house, but they got to do things that maybe they wouldn't have normally got to do.
But in the end, they lose as a family because they're splitting up. More coming up. Welcome back to Prime News on HLN. You know, I want to show you some video here. Video of John. This is him wheeling out Kate after the birth of the sextuplets. The way we were when they were a family and they were all together. They look different. They don't look Hollywood. Certainly, I'm sure at this point they're overwhelmed. How are you going to raise 8 kids all under the age of 5? But you wonder, as a day like this happens, do they have the regrets? Would they like to turn back the clock? We have our experts standing by. We're taking your calls. Got some good emails lined up here. Let me read one of the emails. This is from Kate in Indiana saying, I don't think John and Kate should air any of their problems on the air. It's not fair to the 8 children. They will have to deal with the fallout long after their parents have moved on from one another. So sad. Well put, Kate in Indianapolis. Cooper, what about the kids? I can't imagine that, because they will be able to look back at this video and document how their family split up. That'll be a wound, I think another wound when they can realize how it played out.
Absolutely. I gotta tell you, they are smart in Indianapolis, because that is exactly the problem. When parents separate or divorce, the children should know nothing about it other than we love you. That's all they need to know. The fact that these kids are gonna see every little last detail of how their parents split up and why, and then the bigger picture is these kids having cameras in their faces all the time. You know, the research on children in front of cameras shows that they're more likely to lie because they're worried about that the parents will see the video and what will they say about them, what will they think. So you're forcing children to be, you know, not genuine.
No, you wonder if it's an authentic life or everybody's acting.
It's not an authentic life. I mean, there's so much damage going on here to these children. I hope that they stop doing the show immediately.
Yep. Kim, what about that? Is there any, let's say the divorce goes through, will the show come to an end or not?
You know, at this point, it doesn't seem like it will, because as the news has come forward that they're splitting, they've incorporated that into the show. Their premiere episode, which attracted 9.8 million people, was something where they talked about their problems. Now they've been teasing this episode that's premiering tonight, saying, look, we can't go back. We have to move forward. We have life-changing decisions. So they're really incorporating a lot of this into the show. And at this point, it almost seems like they have to, because the media is following them. We're talking about them. Everyone is covering them. So in a way, they can actually control the message by putting it on TV. And we know they've signed on for 40 episodes this season.
Okay.
So
let me bring back our family law attorney, Jennifer Smetters. Jennifer, this is a tough one legally, isn't it? I mean, you're carving up not only a family, but a TV show and this empire. And you talk about books and book tours, DVDs, and the money they're hauling in, right?
Absolutely. They've amassed some marital assets, to say the least. So the financial component is going to be a significant one that people are going to take a close look at. But first and foremost comes the children. We have a situation here in which we have 8 children and we have 2 parents. And the idea is to keep consistency for these children who are now school-aged children. So it's not your normal shuffle where mom and dad are packing the kids up for an overnight visit for dad or mom on the weekends. There are 8 kids here. So in essence, you have to make a whole new household for them to go to eventually when mom and dad split up.
No.
Or are you going to keep the kids in the same house and mom and dad are then going to do the shift? So there's a lot of logistics that really need to be looked at.
I just wish they'd have pulled the plug on the show and they'd have fought for their marriage and fought for their family. Yes. It looks like that just didn't happen. Ladies, thanks so much. Be sure to watch Showbiz tonight at 11 Eastern, and we're going to have more prime news for you coming up. Stay with us.